So 24 hours later, we have our answers, and no surprise, pretty much more or less what I predicted came to fruition. And again, this is how this podcast works. Use logic, use reason, and you come to the conclusion. Oh, and don't read the comments. You get a lot of crazy people going, no, it's this reason for this because of my emotions. Well, here we have it, courtesy of Smith's UK. They posted some stock images of what will be inside the War for Cybertron trilogy Kingdom spoiler box, or as they call it, the series-inspired spoiler box. The wording is all over the place. And instead of, I was saying it was going to be an Earthrise Megatron because I felt of the aesthetic that could have worked, but they used the previous mold that was the, I guess, what it was retooled from. They went with the Siege Megatron with a whole bunch of paint decos and a whole bunch of craziness with the accessories, which we'll get into in a moment. One thing that I did forget from the last segment was that we actually did know the name of, I guess we'll call it the purple dinosaur. It was Crystallux or something like that. Apparently, the second I saw the name, I was like, oh, that's right. Because a while back, when we saw that, like, I guess that lucky draw form that was showing up in those Walmarts all the way in Southeast Asia, they showed the Sparkless barricade, they showed the Cheetor, Netflix Cheetor, and they showed the purple dinosaur, and it was listed as Crystallux, and we were like, oh, right. Okay, so there we go. That's the name of that character in that version, and it is the purple clear Paleotrex, or Paleotrex. And the big thing about this also is the accessories. Now, while the Megatron isn't really a oh wow, that's awesome kind of paint scheme, it's just yet another interpretation of that Siege mold. This will be the third time now in retail that mold will be available, even more due to repaints and stuff like that from Hasbro and Generation Selects. So if you already got that mold, that kind of sucks for you because you'd be spending a lot to get it again. But it's all about really the accessories and what's going on here. So we have one, I guess we'll call it a light blue explosion. It looks like the one that came with, I want to say, sound barrier. One of the Cybertronian roads, if you will, Transformers. We have another little explosion. That one I want to say came with Slitherfang. I could be wrong on that one. Another clear blue one. But it's two little explosion accessory pieces. We got a mini Allspark, so that's pretty cool. We got a little Allspark, so it looks like Megatron finally got the Allspark. And then we got two Bandoliers that wrap around him. And I'll say this right now, those Bandoliers, I hope, due to their size, that not only do they work with Megatron, who's a Voyager, but possibly Dinobot, who's a Voyager, because he could have those Bandoliers and reenact what happened in Coming of the Fusers Part 1 and 2. That'd be really cool. And last but not least, strapped to those Bandoliers is the Matrix of Leadership, which, spoiler for people who didn't watch the series thus far, he took out of Optimus Prime. So we got a shot here of the purple dinosaur attached to Megatron with the Bandolier attached to him, with the Allspark attached to him. He's all super powered up to survive the ancient past of Cybertron, of Earth during the Beast Wars. Now, as I predicted, the head of Crystallux is going to be his Energon mace to represent like his Energon mace that he had in the Sherman Dam fight of Morta Meets the Eye from G1. So that's no surprise there too. Again, it looks cool, but it's something that if you already own this mold, be it the Netflix version or that even of the original run from Siege, this kind of sucks because at the end of the day, you're going to be paying $59.99 for something that you kind of already 50% own. I mean, hey, the Crystallux, I've seen photos of it, better photos than these. And it looks spectacular with the painting under that skull mask. So that's a really cool mold. I don't know how fragile it'll be with that clear plastic, but it's a really cool mold, really fun, and the paint, it's probably the better version of it than even the original run, so at least that's kind of a bonus. The Bandolier with the Matrix is a really nice touch. The Allspark's a really nice touch. So that's kind of cool, that stuff. But for $59.99 and some Play-Doh on the side, they didn't show it here with the images, but the Hasbro Pulse listing says it contains wheat, so that means the Play-Doh or the little, I guess, compound, as they call it, will be included. What color it'll be, we don't know. Last time it was black. This time maybe purple. But at the end of the day, it looks cool. Another thing, too, to note is the other story significance here, where we have Paleotrex or Crystallux's skull head put on Megatron's hand. The way that they have his tail on his other hand is, while it's done incorrectly. I almost feel like they're trying to go for a Beast Wars Megatron vibe here, where G1 Megatron is trying to cosplay as Beast Wars Megatron. Is there some kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Significance, explanation. You know, he's all powered up. He's got the Matrix. He's got the Allspark. He's sporting, you know, a kind of look that's trying to mimic that of the Beast Wars Megatron. Is there some kind of connection there? We don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe the photographers did it incorrectly. Who knows? But there's something clearly going on there too. I've always felt, even when I first saw Paleotrex all those months ago, that he was there to represent the alt mode or the fossils that Megatron scanned all those years ago. Beast Wars Megatron specifically, to become Beast Wars Megatron, and I still feel that maybe this is still what it's trying to represent here too. Who knows? There's so many ways to dive into this. Now, the only thing absent here is we don't have an inside the box shot, which would probably have the spoiler information written in Cybertronian like it has in the past. So we shall see, hopefully, in the very near future if someone cracks one of these open. But as far as we know right now, the shipping out for this will come from Walmart.com. As of this recording, the Hasbro Pulse listing has sold out, so that's pretty typical. But the Walmart.com listing still has stock. A few of the other segments will probably have stock too, according to both Walmart and Hasbro Pulse. This will ship out June 15th. Again, exactly half a month or so before the actual airing of the show. So probably even before that, maybe one of the factory workers will get a photo of the inside of the box, and then we'll have some kind of more information on what is going on here written in Cybertronian. And it'll be pretty interesting to discuss. But lo and behold, hey, it's Megatron. So, yeah. Let the drama begin in the comments below.